Boom! Welcome to the Sebs Show, everybody. It's your boy Sebs. By myself today. No Gib. But that's okay. We're going to break down two cards super quick, that means. So, we got the TUF 28 finale card, which I always love. I love these weekends where they have the double headers going. I think they're super fun, man. To fights on Friday, fights on Saturday, just stacked, top to bottom. Yeah, man. Tons of good fights. A lot of guys I'm looking at, but didn't go with as much bets as usual here. Uh, Usually I'm fucking playing 8 plays per card or whatnot. Here I settled down a little bit. 8. I'm usually playing 8 or 9. I think the last card I played 10 altogether. So calming down a little bit here. Not playing as much, but still like a lot. Still got some bets for everybody. Gonna break down the card from top to bottom, and let's start off already with our first fight of the night, man. Start off in the TUF 28 finale. Rayoni Barcelos taking on Chris Gutierrez in the 135-pound division. Rayoni here's making his debut at 135. Looked like fucking. Well, he made 135. He made 135 on the dot, but he looked like reminded me a lot of Jose Aldo. Just like his fighting style is just like death on the scales to make 135. But looked super like hydrated after, really good in good spirits and everything at the ceremonial weigh-ins. Yeah, at the ceremonial, I just wanted to check something super quick, guys. I wanted to see if okay, perfect. Just confirmed right now, actually, that or a little bit ago, that and the Antonina Shevchenko fight's still on. So I did want to make sure that was still that fight was still on. I like Antonina a lot, but I'll get into that fight later on. But Ryan here is his last fight against Kurt Holloway is fucking something else, man. Just like Jimmy Smith said, the ending sequence, if you go watch it, is beautiful. It's just 4 straight power punches, ends up with a right uppercut, and it finishes off with a right uppercut, and it just looks like a video game and such. Showed really good wrestling. Something I'm surprised about. Guys, the Brazilians usually don't have super good wrestling, but man, I like this wrestling a lot. Showed good wrestling, good trip takedowns, cool, like that cool sweep or whatever that he did. Fucking nasty hands he has. He's got some nasty leg kicks as well, and some nasty kicks. But he's got some really powerful hands, and he's always pressing forward, always pushing forward. And he's just got power in those fucking hands, man. He's very dangerous, Ryan Barcelos. Before that fight, he's gotten some good wins on his body. He knocked out Dan Morant and beat Bobby Moffett. He's beat guys like, who else has he? That nasty knockout off of Jamal Parks. His lone loss came to a guy named Mark Dickman, but Mark Dickman, but Raoni hasn't lost in quite a while now. He was the RFA champ for 145 pounds, and I'm looking right now actually to see if this is actually his first fight ever at 135. Maybe fought before at 135 in Brazil or something. No, he's always fought at 145. So yeah, this is his first fight at 135. Very interested to see how he's gonna do here. I think he does fucking great. Chris Gutierrez is a guy who doesn't have a lot of hands, sets up a lot of his shit with spinning kicks. Comes out of Factory X Muay Thai, lots of kicks, lots of just it tries to throw lots of leg kicks in. lots of body kicks, spinning shit like that. Not a lot of hands. Doesn't throw a lot of volume with his hands. You'll see his corner complain about that a little bit too. Mark Montoya will ask him to throw a little bit more hands in this fight. He's got some nasty jiu-jitsu too, man. The guy's pretty good on the ground. I'm not gonna lie, but this last one was actually by rear naked choke in LFA 52, and it was for the belt. The the bantamweight title there, and I can't. It's gonna be hard to take Barcelos down. I don't see Gutierrez doing much on stand up other than throwing these kicks, and I think Barcelos can catch one of these kicks, take him down, and being the heavier guy, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna come in heavier. He's gonna be a force, man, and I think he's gonna do very good from top control. I think he's gonna wrestle a lot in this fight, but I think his hands are fucking scary. And once Chris Gutierrez feels the power around Barcelos at 135 pounds, it's gonna be something he's never felt probably before, man. So I'm with Raoni Barcelos all day. I think Raoni actually knocks him out. I got him by knockout, and I actually got 5 units on Raoni Barcelos with parlay with somebody later in the card. Yeah, let's go to our next fight. Tim the Dirty Bird Means versus Ricky Rainey. Fight I was actually initially thinking about betting. I was actually going to parlay this with something later in the card. Didn't end up doing it. I was watching Tim Means and versus Alex Garcia, and Tim Means is a great boxer, excellent boxer, very technical, very sound boxer, great defensive wrestling. Not, I'd like to see a little bit more takedowns out of him. Good cage control and everything like that. He's a sound striker, man, but it's like he plays with his food too much. There's times in there that he's not throwing enough volume. You're screaming at him to throw. He's just not doing enough in there, and it's I can see him outboxing a guy like Ricky Rainey, possibly knocking him out. But man, I don't know. At that price at -4, whatever he was, he was like 410, I think. I don't know what he is now. I couldn't touch Dirty Bird like that. I think he's a little bit too high there, and this is a fight I see him do winning with the boxing and everything, but I'm gonna go ahead and stay away. I think he plays with his food too much. He doesn't throw enough volume, whereas a guy like Raoni Barcelos is in your face constantly throwing bombs and whatnot, and pressure something I can count on. A guy fighting for my money, you know what I mean? So we'll go with that, but we'll go with Tim Means here. But you know what? Fuck, I think Tim Means might be able to finish Ricky Rainey. But he might be able to finish him. Rainey's been finished multiple times. I think Tim Means finishes him. I think so. All right. Next up, we got Roosevelt Roberts taking on Daryl Horcher, and the newcomer Roosevelt Roberts UFC debut. Looked fucking stellar in the Contender Series. There, looked real good. His the thing is with Horcher's a tough motherfucker. But this Roosevelt kid's got some good jiu-jitsu, man. He's got some nasty stand up and whatnot, but I think I don't think the line's quite good. He's at minus 350 in some places. It's insane, but I would. The values on Horcher there, I believe, at minus 350 for Roberts, it's like plus 270 or something like that for Horcher. The value lies with Horcher there, but if you got him at like if you got him under minus 250 or something like that, I think you made the right choice with Roberts. I think Roberts wins this fight. He's impressive, man. He's got some good striking, whatnot. Uh, like I said, he looked very good in against Garrett Gross in that contender series where he got the rear naked choke. Um, I haven't seen much of his other fights though since they're all on CXF and like CXF has like exclusive rights to Fight TV or something, I believe, something like that. But this I think Roosevelt Roberts got what it takes to take out Daryl Horcher. Uh, it's gonna be a tough fight, but if Daryl Horcher doesn't mind his P's and Q's, Roosevelt Roberts might be able to. I think he'll be able to outstrike him. Horcher hasn't always been the greatest striker, but he's been good with the takedown defense, I believe, other than with Khabib and stuff. He hasn't looked all that great actually inside the UFC. You know, with that split to Devin Powell and whatnot. I thought he should have finished Devin Powell, but yeah, I do like Roosevelt Roberts here. Next up, we got Leo Letson taking on Julia Stolyanko. I didn't watch. I didn't watch much TUF this season. I watched maybe the first 3, 4, 5 episodes. After that, I stopped watching it. But when I was watching this Julia Stolyanko girl, she got an armbar. They don't look all that good on the feet though, man. To be honest, she's like it comes from a Kempo karate background in Lithuania, and she's actually lost to Lucy Pudilova, the bantamweight in the UFC. But she's good with this armbar, man. She catches this armbar quite often. A lot of her wins are actually by armbar. I'm looking right now, even in her custom rules belts matches, they're all like by armbar as well. Yeah, but if you go watch the first fight of she fights this girl, Marsha Allen or something like that, and Marsha Allen gets on top of her at one point and is landing bombs on her, ground and pound bombs, bro, like fucking heavy bombs, strikes, like ready to like the fight can end any moment. The ref could step in, and she ends up fucking getting up from all this. Gets up, takes Marsha Allen down, switches to like side control or some shit. Ends up taking her armbar, and she wins. She got her ass beaten in that fight. Next, she fights Penny Kianzad, and Penny fucking lights her up this whole fight, jabbing her face off and shit like that. Stolarenko is very like off the back foot and stuff like that. Not a great striker, no head movement or whatsoever. But I not super impressed by her. Just I think she's got some good arm bars. Leah Letson, on the other hand, girl I can get behind because first of all I like where she trains out of Pure Vita BJJ, where Zach Otto and guys like that train. I think Zach Otto actually owns it in Kansas City. There, she trains out of Kansas City. If you're from Kansas City, I prefer you training out of Glory. I think they're the best gym in Kansas City, but Pure Vita BJJ is or is it in? Yeah, it's in Milwaukee. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? That's in Milwaukee. All right. Yeah, never mind that. But whatever. Leo Letson still trains out of Pure Vita BJJ with Zach Otto and all them. And I'm sure she looked good. Her last fight was against Macy Chiasson, who's in the finals there against Pani Kianzad. And she just got she got kneed in the stomach multiple times from the clinch. She's looking good with her stand up and everything, but she got kneed multiple times in the stomach and in the clinch, and ended up going down. And it just like um, I think anyone could have won that fight. I think Leah on a good day could have won that fight as well. But you go watch her first fight against Bia Malecki, and she fucking beats Bia Malecki up. She's just she really doesn't care for her power. She's coming forward. She's throwing bombs. She's she's throwing all kinds of bombs coming forward, and she's got this good clinch game against the cage. She's got good wrestling skills, and she comes forward. She takes bombs, and she's throwing bombs like crazy as well. Good wrestler and everything. And I see her doing the same thing here, and it's Julia Storenko, defending the takedown, throwing bombs coming forward, getting takedowns of her own, really showing that she's the better fighter here. Um, Even if you go watch her last fight in Invicta, nasty head kick she got. Fucking, so she's dangerous on the feet. You gotta watch out for her power as well. So I like Leah Letson here. I got her in a 3-unit parlay with somebody later in the card. Uh, Next up, next up is Maurice Green versus Michelle Batista, and I got Maurice Green in a 3-unit parlay with Leah Letson for plus 113 to win 3.39 units. And Maurice Green on the show, if you go watch him, he gets rocked in his last fight against Juan Espino or whoever's in the final. Juan Espino, Juan Diepa. Go with Juan Espino here. But he gets rocked on the feet by Espino, ends up getting choked out. Didn't look good in that fight whatsoever. I thought he was having a little bit too much fun in the house from what people. I didn't watch too much of it, but and from what people were saying too on Twitter, this guy was like smoking cigarettes, fucking drinking all kinds, just I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't serious, I guess, in the house. In his first fight, he knocked out this guy with a ton of fights. I can't even pronounce the name. It's like Masala or whatever. But he knocks him out in the first round. A nasty uppercut. Maurice gives him nasty uppercut, knocks him the fuck out. And then there's times where he's had trouble with guys that are good wrestlers, but guys like Jeff Hughes and shit set their stuff up with strikes. They're good strikers. They struck with Maurice Green, Maurice Green's a gory kickboxer, by the way. And they strike with Maurice Green, and they hurt him on the feet a little bit, or they just are able to set up their strikes a little bit better than Michelle Batista, I would say. But he's had some troubles with guys with takedowns, but he's got some nice jiu-jitsu. He's good off his back, throws up triangles, got a triangle chokehold, and he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I think he's got a ton of power, man. I think what happens here is this Michelle Batista guy, I've seen him fight on the show now twice and on Titan FC. And he trains with Yoel Romero and shit. He's like a Cuban Olympic wrestler. he actually beat Daniel Cormier in wrestling in the Olympics. Daniel Cormier beat him as well, I believe, once, and then they didn't fight the third time or something like that. But he he's a pretty good wrestler. I'll say that. He's a good wrestler. He's not a. I wouldn't say he's a good MMA wrestler, man. On the show, he talks about with the coaches. He says he's not confident in his hands at all, at all. He says I'm not. He says I'm not confident. I don't know how to box. Hey man, if you don't know how to fucking box, bro, no clue what you're doing in the UFC, man. If you have no hands. And I see the fights of this guy. He doesn't throw a fucking single punch. He doesn't throw a punch, bro. The first fight, he takes down Josh Parisian, rides him the whole fucking round. Does the same thing in the second round. Doesn't throw a punch. Takes him down. Doesn't throw a punch. Just little stuff on the ground. Boom. Ends up finishing him by TKO. And then he fights this guy, Justin Frazier, that's in the finals. Justin Frazier knocks him the fuck out. And you can see he quit, bro. He didn't like getting hit hard. As soon as he got hit hard, Justin Frazier didn't even hit him with all his power, man. And fucking this guy folded right over and wilted and covered up, and Justin Frazier just went to business on him. And I see Maurice Green doing the same thing. I see Maurice Green establishing early that kickboxing range, knocking him out in the first round. First round knockout. And I like Maurice Green a lot in that fight, man. So I got 3 units on Maurice Green and Leo Letson at plus 113 to win 3.39 units. Let's go. Next up is Joseph Benavidez taking on Alex Perez. And we'll start with Alex Perez here. Last fight was against Shorty Torres, where he fucking lit him up. And then he beat Eric Charlton before that. He's undefeated in the UFC, under the UFC banner as well, because of the Contender Series win as well. But he's looked good, man. He's won his last 8 fights to be 21-4 now. Super, I think, on the upcoming. Very good prospect. Nasty jiu-jitsu. Nasty hands. Fights out of Team Oyama with Chito Vera and Smoka and all those guys there. And Carlos Oyama. But he's going against Joey B here, who's just a veteran, man. Just a veteran. I want to see quickly. I just want to see where Joseph Benavidez has been training for this. It looks like he's been training at the PI. I don't know where the fuck this guy's training, bro. I see him in Denver here training at Easton. So he can be fighting. He can be fighting out of anywhere, honestly. Yeah, whatever. But fucking lost his last fight against Sergio Pettis, split decision there. Pettis outclassed him, I think. Did nothing wrong with the decision. It beat Henry Cejudo before that, and he's coming. A lot of people think he's at the tail end of his career here, man. And 34 years old, you know. He's been in the game for a long time now. He's been fighting since 2006. I just think he has a good enough background in wrestling and submission and jiu-jitsu as well, especially with his jiu-jitsu, um, to keep his standing. And I think he can outpoint Alex Perez on the feet. And he's an underdog here in this fight. I didn't take a shot on him. I don't know why I'm not taking a shot on him. I'm not super confident in him, but I do think he gets this job done, and I think he wins. I think he wins by decision here. So we'll go Joseph Benavides by decision. Next up, we got Kevin Aguilar versus Rick Glenn, and I got 3 units on Kevin Aguilar at minus 115 to win 2.6 units. Aguilar bumped up to 155 his last fight to fight Joey Gomez on like a week or two's notice. Split decision in that fight. There's a lot of Kevin Aguilar hurts him in the second round. You can see the power of Aguilar, ton of power, man. But Joey Gomez was just able to get him down time after time and just fucking waste a lot of time on the clock. But you can see on Joey Gomez's face the beating that Kevin Aguilar gave him, man. It was no telling, and he won a split decision. And before that, knocks out Tom Mee as an underdog, knocks him the fuck out. And he's knocked out Damon Jackson, a whole bunch of guys, man. He's got a ton of power, Kevin Aguilar. The main reason why I went with him here is his power in his lead jab. He's got a very nasty lead jab. It's very sound. I think he's got good enough wrestling to keep this standing. I don't think Rick Glenn, unless he's getting really hurt on the feet, is going to shoot for takedowns and try and take him down. But I see Kevin Aguilar hurting him on the feet like that and having him shoot, and just Kevin Aguilar defending the takedowns and getting a win here. Rick Glenn didn't look good in his last fight against Dennis Bermudez. He got taken down a whole bunch here. I know he doesn't have to worry about that too much with Aguilar. Aguilar's not going to go for too many takedowns or whatnot. Maybe 1 or 2 during the fight, but not that many. Rick Glenn, on the other hand, is just like fucking. He does a stupid thing like this. His head bobble that he does. He does his head bobble when he's fighting. Pissed me the fuck off watching it. I thought he lost against Dennis Bermudez. Whoever gave him a 30-27 should be sick to their fucking stomach. Like, you're pathetic for even giving him the second round. It's just ridiculous to give him the second round. Oh, that's fucked. But whatever. He wins that fight against Dennis Bermudez. Gets dominated 30-27 or 30-26 against Miles Jury. Fucking dominated. Just dominated. And yeah, man, he went to split decision with fucking Felipe Nova, a fight he could have very well lost, where he was a pretty big. I thought he was a bigger favorite than 185, but a fight where like I thought he could have lost. Felipe Nova was hitting him with some pretty hard shots. Evan Dunham beat the fuck out of him, and his only like really good win in the UFC is Gavin Tucker. And to be honest, Gavin Tucker was beating his fucking ass in the first round. Beating his fucking ass until Gavin Tucker threw everything he could at him and gassed out. And Rick Glenn just had it more in him and ended up fucking didn't finish the fight, but ended up beating Gavin Tucker on the scorecards there. I gassed Gavin Tucker. So I want to be confident. And you know what? Rick Glenn came in fucking overweight this morning. 148.5. Came in overweight. Didn't have a good weight cut. Looked fucking horrible on the scales. Looked fucking horrible. I think he gets dominated tomorrow by Kevin Aguilar. Let's fucking go. I got Aguilar 3 units minus 115 to win 2.6 units. Next up is Antonina Shevchenko versus Jiyeon Kim. Okay, you guys are gonna have to wait 1 second. Whoever stays with me, I love you guys so much, but I'm gonna need to go get a drink. I need to go get a drink. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, can you still hear me? Perfect. Antonina Shevchenko. Okay, next up, Antonina Shevchenko. La Pantera, I think her name is. The Panther versus Jiyeon Kim. And that fight's officially still on. Kim weighed in at 130 pounds today, 0.2. Missed by 4.5 fucking pounds. Or 130.5 pounds. Missed by 4.5 fucking pounds. Antonina looked great on the scales. Gorgeous. I put Antonina in that 5-unit parlay with Raoni Barcelos here for minus 197 to win 2.53 units. I like Antonina a lot here. I would have taken her at minus 500 to be fucking honest. I do like her a lot here. I think her last fight against that girl Jamie Navira, you can see she was just relentless, just throwing fucking nasty Muay Thai combos. She is so nasty at Muay Thai. She was just throwing these nasty combos. Busting up Navira's face, really fucking her up. Throwing nasty leg kicks, nasty teep kicks, and then so deadly in the fucking clinch, man. So strong and deadly in the clinch. Throwing these nasty knees, which ultimately finishes the fight against Navira there. She ends up getting kneed a bunch. I don't know if it was, I forgot if it was to the stomach or to the face. But she ends up getting finished like that. If you go and watch some of her earlier fights in Phoenix 4 and Phoenix 3 there. Phoenix FC 4 and Phoenix FC 3. Both fights that she dominated. She went against like a jiu-jitsu specialist in one of them. And she just dominates, man. She's just a level above all these girls in striking. They're just not on her level yet in striking. It's just, and Jiyeon Kim is nothing special, man. She fucking beat Melinda Fabian and Justine Kish. Got beat up by Lucy Pudilova. And the fights against Fabian and Kish are fights she could have fucking lost, man. They're both split decisions. Fights she could have lost. Didn't look all that great in them, you know. She throws with a little bit of power and whatnot, but like nothing special, man. I think Antonina feasts on her. A way better striker, and I think she just fucks her up, man. I think she gets the job done. I like Antonina a lot, so I took Antonina Shevchenko. I think she finishes her. I took Anthony Shevchenko and Ryoni Barcelos 5 units minus 197 to win 2.53 units. Um, yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty fucking much. I think. I think Antonina finishes her. Probably same way with knees in the clinch as well. I wouldn't doubt it. But next up, we got Edmund Shabazz taking on Darren Stewart. And Edmund Shabazzin's a fucking young kid. I think he's like 19 or 20, man. Now he's 21. He just literally his birthday was like fucking a couple weeks ago. Uh, but yeah, looked good in that little limited time that the 40 seconds that he was on Dana White Contender Series looked all right. And from the videos I've seen of him, he looks like a decent striker, hard shots, pretty good boxer or whatnot. Just a lot of knockouts on his record, knockout artist, and he's going against Darren Dentist Stewart here. Something else to say before we jump to Darren Dentist Stewart is Edmund Shabazz is managed by Ronda Rousey and coached by Edmund Tarvarian there at Glendale Fight Club. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll hear head movement. We'll hear that tomorrow. That's gonna be fucking sick. To be honest, man, I think fucking this Edmund kid's gonna get lit up by Darren Stewart. I think Darren Stewart's gonna light him up and yeah. I think Darren Stewart's gonna end up finishing him, man. Let's see who I picked on Pelt Master. Yeah, I went with Darren Stewart. I think he's going to be the better striker of the two. He's got some nasty striking, Darren Stewart. Nasty kicks and whatnot. You saw that fucking elbow he hit on Charles Bird, knocks him out. Is he on a 2 or 3 fight win streak? He's on a 2 fight win streak. He lost to Julian Marquez there. If you haven't noticed, Darren Stewart's kind of that guy that they've been feeding all the Dana White Contender Series guys to. We got Carl Robertson. He fought Julian Marquez, Charles Bird, and now Edmund Shabazz, and he's fought 4 of them. Right? It's that's a record and a half right there. Who's gonna beat that? I think he jumps to a 3 fight win streak here. Gets the job done. Looks good doing it. Darren Stewart here. Another guy that might be worth taking a shot on that dog money. I'm not taking a shot on him. I think this fight's kind of a toss up, man. We don't know what we can get from Edmund Shabazz in here, but I'm just going with Darren Stewart. I think he's the more accomplished striker of the two, and he'll get the job done. I've really never seen Edmund have go for takedowns or anything like that. Maybe he does. I haven't seen it in tape or anything though. But yeah. That's why I'm not betting this, and I'm just picking Darren Stewart to win. Okay, next up we got Pedro, the young Punisher Munoz, to on Brian Caraway. This is a fight I'm looking at playing if the hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully everything gets settled by tomorrow there. But I'm looking at Pedro Munoz here. He's just a fucking monster. If you go rewatch that fight against Brett John, that body kick he lands on him and it really hurts him, and then the head kick, where he almost finishes him actually, and he's just throwing these bombs coming forward and just getting into a fucking firefight and just throwing these bombs. Nonstop nasty boxing to the body, to the head. Looking really good, man. He's looking solid, especially at American Top Team there. Uh, Brian Caraway, his last fight against Cody Stamann. A lot of people think Brian Caraway won that fight. I don't think Brian Caraway won that fight. I think Cody Stamann won that fight. You can say all you want, but I think Cody Stamann won that fucking fight. He landed the harder strikes. He looked good. He defended all of Brian Caraway's fucking takedowns except one. He lost the first round, but I think he won the second and the third. And before that, he beat Aljamain Sterling. Right? I'm pretty sure that was his last fight. Yeah, Aljamain. But he had a long layoff before that. So he's coming back the second time this year already. That was disgusting. I just don't. I see his sloppy takedowns, his awkward striking. He's gonna get lit up on the feet. He's gonna get lit up on the fucking feet, and then he's gonna go in for stupid takedowns, like he does, and he's gonna get caught in a guillotine, and Pedro's gonna submit him, and then that's that. So I'm looking at a play there, maybe Pedro by submission as well. If I don't know, I might play that as well. But yeah, man, I do like Pedro a lot here. Munoz is a monster. Next up, we got the finale here of the 145-pound woman. We got Macy Shiaz and 2-0 taking on Penny Cans at 10-3. Penny's fought under the Invicta ban for quite a while. I think her last fight was somewhere else, but she's been fighting for Invicta for a little bit now. Before that it was like Cage Warriors or something. From what I remember, she trains at a pretty good gym. Yeah, with like Max Burnell, Demir Hanzovic. Oh yeah, she travels to Denmark to train. That's what she was saying. Yeah. I think she's out of these. She's beat Lena Landsberg before. She beat Jessica Rose Clark. She looked good on the show, man. Too. She looked good on the show. I went to go rewatch all the most of the fights there to get a grip on the fan and watch the episodes, but I watched the fights. And she looked good. She looked good on the show. I thought. She beat both girls pretty soundly, and I think no different here, man. This Macy girl is not too experienced, 2-0 only. I think she's from Invicta too. The only thing is she's a legit featherweight. This Macy girl. and she trains. I like that she trains out of Forest MMA. Well, I'm pretty sure she does. It says here on Tapology that she does. But I think she gets beat up by Panicky on tomorrow, even though they're friends and everything. I can see that playing a little bit of effect. But I do like Panicky and Zad to get the W tomorrow. I think she does enough to get the job done. Okay, next up we got Justin Frazier taking on Juan Espino. And this, bro, they gave this Justin Frazier guy, Kelvin Gastelum was giving him a whole lot of shit in the episodes I was watching, saying that like fucking they're worried about him and shit. That fucking he's not training that hard. He's not looking good in the training. Like that's the one guy they were worried about coming in. He goes out. He wins his first fight. Looks pretty good wrestling. This guy Anderson De Silva just wrestles him and knocks out Michelle Batista in a second fight. Nothing special, man. The guy's a pretty good wrestler and shit. Likes to grind up against you, get on top of you, pound you out. He's got heavy hands standing up. I'm not gonna lie, he does. But he's been finished before by Derek Lewis and Mike Wessel in Bellator. But like, man, he's fucking scrubs too. I've seen him fight. So some of his fights are just like, what the fuck. Juan Espino, on the other hand, good from what I see, a good wrestler. Likes to take his opponents down a lot. Work for that submission and does his work, man. He looked good against Maurice Green, where he just hurt him on the feet and ended up taking his back and choking him out. And his first fight, he looked good wrestling. I forgot who he fought. Oh man, it's gonna bother me now. Ben Sassoli. So he fought him, and he took him down. He made him not look that good either. I think Juan Espino actually wins here, and I think he wins by submission. To play, I think I'm gonna end up playing that Juan Espino by submission. I was gonna play Juan Espino. I don't know, something in my gut told me not to, so I passed. But I do like playing him by submission here. I think a little stab by submission, and he gets the job done by submission. I think if he gets the job done here, he takes down Justin Frazier and gets the job done by submission. So I'll go with Juan Espino here. And the main event of the evening, we got Rafael dos Anjos taking on Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman. Another guy I'm looking at playing tomorrow morning, hopefully, is Kamaru Usman. Just a fucking monster. You guys already know about him, man. Great wrestling. His striking is coming together, man. I think he's becoming a way better striker, more patient. His fight IQ, super high fight IQ, and he's got what it takes definitely to beat Rafael dos Anjos here. Dos Anjos got some nice hands and stuff, but man, he showed a lot of weaknesses against Colby Covington, man, and that takedown defense. And I think if Usman's on the same level as Colby, maybe even a step higher with his wrestling. He's aggressive with his wrestling. Colby puts a pace on you, but Usman, it kind of looks the same, but it's very different. He's an All-American, Division II All-American, and national champ. A lot of guys like this, like, not put a lot of credit into that because it's not Division One. But fuck, man, the guy's a great wrestler. You'll see, he's never lost in the UFC. He's 13-1. His lone loss came to Jose Cesares. I don't even remember what under. Underworld Promotion, CFA, whatever that is. But he's been undefeated under the UFC banner. He's actually 8-0 in the UFC right now. And his last fight against Damian Maia, he made Damian Maia look pretty shit. And he just makes guys look bad. Like Sergio Moraes, he knocked out Sergio Moraes. Sean Strickland, he fucking beat up Sean Strickland and took him down and beat him up. And stood up and beat him up. I think he knows he has to beat up those Ayos on the feet here, and then take him down and just rinse and repeat, man, and fucking get the win like that. And I think he does it. I think he gets a decision at over 5 rounds. Shows he's one of the more dominant forces in the UFC, and is not maybe next in line for the UFC title shot, but after Colby Covington, I would say. So I'm liking Kamaru Usman as well for tomorrow. I do like him to win. Okay, so we are done with TUF 28 finale. We're jumping now to UFC Adelaide. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're gonna run through this, man. First fight is actually on the Fight Pass prelims. Demir Ismailov and Alex Gorgas, two newcomers in the UFC. Two guys making their UFC debut here. Demir at 16 at 2 was a former M1 world champion at 155 pounds. Super fucking very technical and shit in what he does. I haven't seen too much tape on him, but I just know he's legit. Very high praise on this guy. Top prospect out of Russia here. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to give you guys any wrong info or anything. I haven't done a ton of tape on this fight, but this Alex Georges kid out of Australian top team, so a local guy. Looks like he's got some power in his hands and whatnot. The odds-on favorites is like minus 500 is like Demir Ismagulov is right now. So I'm gonna go with Demir here. I think he does enough. Yeah, I think he's more of a legit prospect. I think the strength of the fighters he's been fighting guys that are especially in M1, man, they don't give you no easy fucking tasks in M1. They give you guys he's been fighting killers, man. 18-4, fucking 16-3. He's been fighting killers, man. And at Hex Fight Series, they fucking do kind of feed you cans to these local guys. So I want to see the strength of schedule. Georges is fuck, man. Yeah, he's beat guys that are fucking 6-1, 0-6, 16-14. He's been beating cans. We can legit say that. His last fight was 2 months ago, not even a month and a half ago. Whatever. We'll go with Demir here. I don't want to lead you guys on. I'll put I wouldn't fucking. If you guys really want to watch somebody break down this Demir fight, I think Kelton will break it down quite well. But yeah, I do like. I think the M1, the Russian, gets it done. Is he from Russia? That's like weird. I think he's from Kazakhstan. Yeah, he's from Kazakhstan. So I think the Kazakhstan guy gets it done. The Mir Ismagulov. Next up, we got Keita Nakamura versus Salim Tuari. Keita's last fight was against like Tony Martin, or Anthony Rocco Martin, as they call him now. Where I think he won. No, he didn't even win a round. But he beat Alex Morono. He's been off and on recently with splitting losses, splitting wins, splitting wins and losses. I think if he establishes the takedown early against Salim Tuari, he can get the win here. Salim actually went 3 rounds with Wardley Alves. A lot of people thought he was going to get finished, but he came in as ready to fucking knock him out, man. Probably going to be a good fight. Actually, one I'm looking forward to, but I pass on completely. I won't do too much tape on this, but I'll go with Keita Nakamura. Next up, we got Kai Kara France taking on Elias Garcia. Kai Kara France making his UFC debut here. If you guys remember him, he was on TUF 24, I believe. Oh. He was on TUF. Yep, he was on TUF 24. Actually got eliminated by Alexander Pantoja, who is at the top of his game right now at 125 pounds. Yeah, recently, ever since then, he's been fighting in China. And he's been making a name for himself, man. He's been knocking fools out, man. Fucking, he's got some devastating power. You can see at 135 pounds. At 125 pounds, this guy was knocking people out. At 135, he's doing the same thing in China. Elias Garcia is a 125er as well. Recently lost to Mark De La Rosa. Was getting beat up on the feet. And then it just fucking ends up getting submitted by De La Rosa after getting taken down. I see Kai Kara France doing the same thing, taking him down, beating him up on the feet, just way more powerful, and landing the more powerful strikes, maybe even knocking him out in the third round or whatnot. So I got Kai Kara all day. I got him in a 3-unit parlay with somebody later in the card. One second, guys, as I search up my UFC Adelaide picks or bets, actually. Yeah, I parlay with somebody later in the card for 3 units. And I was actually so pissed at that, but whatever. Next up we got Mizuta Hirota, the Iron Crystals, Giagos. Giagos is actually a huge fucking favorite, and I thought it was gonna be closer to like a pick 'em or something, but I guess like fucking they think Hirota shot because Giagos wasn't looking in it back in the day when he fought like Gilbert Burns and shit and Chris Wade. He didn't look anything special. Since then, he's been at ACB. He lost once at ACB, but he's been winning some decisions there against guys like Henderson Batista. His last fight came against Charles Oliveira, where he got choked out. Uh, That's I don't even know who I picked for anything because Hirota nothing special, man. Hirota's just got that got some power in his hands and he's got some decent takedowns, but he's nothing special. I think Giagos can hurt him and ultimately finish him. But I wouldn't. I don't know if I would parlay that. Yeah, Hirota's coming off two losses. A loss to Ross Pearson, and before that to Volkanovski. I think he loses here as well, man. Make it 3-0. I think they cut him pretty soon. My man's gonna go to Ryzen or some shit. But I'm with Crystal's Giagos here. Next up, we got Hilson Hayes taking on Ben Wynn. I don't know how fucking like in Canada over here we say Nugan. That's how we say his last name, Ben Nugan. That's how I'd fucking pronounce it. But I guess it's Wynn. I don't know. Ben 10. Um, this is another fight that's like super. This is a toss up for me, man. Wilson gets Ben 10 down, he's going to be in some trouble, I think. I think Wilson's world champion on the ground when he wants to be at the top of his game, crushing top game. Can make us bet. You could take your back real quick. He's pretty nasty at what he does. Nasty jiu-jitsu. But then you got a guy like Ben 10 over here who's got some nasty stand-ups and power in his fucking hands. And he's got some fucking legit grappling as well. But I think Wilson Reyes is gonna be able to just take him down and just wrestle him for 3 rounds here. And I think Ben Ten's gonna have some problems with that here, much like he did against I believe Tim Elliott. Was it? Who was Ben Wynn's last fight? Fuck this, man. It's not letting me click. Oh, fuck off. Hussier Formiga. Oh, finally I got that shit right. That's what I've been thinking about this whole fucking time, bro. He beat Tim Elliott super quick. He beat him with a rear naked choke. He lost to Hussier Formiga. Formiga took his back and choked him out in the 3rd round. Nasty submission. I see Wilson being able to do the same thing here, man. Fucking Wilson's very dangerous. Just lost 3 in a row. Hasn't looked good since that Sasaki fight. I think he gets one here. I think he wins this one. Next up, we got Alexei Kunchenko taking on Yushin Okami. And this is the other half of my Kai Kara France 3-unit parlay. So it's 3 units Alexei Kunchenko and Kai Kara France minus 149, 2 and 2.01 units. Kunchenko, I know he didn't look anything special. He throws hard bombs and everything. If you watch his last fight against Thiago Alves, didn't look anything special. But you go watch this guy in fucking M1 and his old fights. He's got power. He knows how to wrestle, and he's got these nasty leg kicks, man. And he's just a smart fighter. 19-0. You don't go 19-0 without fucking knowing what you're doing. I think he soundly outstrikes Yushin Okami here, and I think he actually knocks him out in the 2nd round. I don't think Yushin's going to be able to take down Alexei Kunchenko. I think it's going to be hard, and I think Alexei is going to be able to strike with Yushin, and Yushin doesn't move his head too much, and he loses his chin up and his hands down a lot, and I think Kunchenko's will be able to crack him a couple times and probably finish him Yushin's 37 years old now, so I wouldn't not like Alexis spring chicken. He's like 34, 35. Yeah, he's 34. But I do like Alexi in this matchup here, so I put 3 units on him and Kaikar France minus 149.2.01 units. Next up, we got Super Sadiq Youssef against Suman Mokhtarian. And Sadiq Youssef in his last fight got a contract at Dana White Contender Series in a decision, which is really impressive because Dana doesn't like handing out these contracts and decisions or guys who get the decision. He wants like finishers on the that he's handing out the contracts to. As you saw throughout the year, guys like Kevin Aguilar and shit like that, they didn't get contracts till later on, or like Kevin Holland. Um, he's looking for more of but I guess because that fight was so entertaining, he ended up giving him the contract much like he did to Benito Lopez and Brandon or Steven Peterson and Brandon Davis. Um, uh, so we'll go with Sadiq. His last fight against Mike Davis wobbled him, makes him do the chicken dance a couple times. Fucking, he's a plus 230 dog going into that fight. Big dog, like pretty big dog, man. You know what I mean? Plus 230. You got some good money on Sadiq. So congrats to everybody who bet him on that fight. I passed. I remember him. I just thought Mike Davis was gonna be maybe too much for him. I was wrong, man. He showed Mike Davis what's up, and he fucking beat Mike Davis up on the feet pretty badly. Um, and he showed he's got some good ground control as well. Good cage control, very good in the clinch, throws nasty knees. He's very smart. His eyes are wide open. He has very good cardio. Third round, barely breathing, mouth not open, breathing through the nose. Just looks good while he was doing it, man. Before that, he fought in Brave. This guy Dylan Took, Dylan the Nuke Took or whatever. And this Dylan Took kid is from Ireland. He's supposed to be like he's supposed to be like the next Connor. He trains out of SBG. Fucking supposed to be a hot, like top quality fighter. This Dylan New kid or Dylan Two kid. Fucking Sadiq knocks him out in the first round, man. First round, knocks him out. Sadiq's only loss on his record is against Louis Gomez. You go watch that fight. He's beating up Louis Gomez a little bit, and then Louis Gomez lands his arm drag, and he's landed it twice already in his career. He lands his arm drag that is just like over his body completely, and it just sends the guy head first into the canvas and knocks him out, man. And it did that to Sadiq. It fucking pretty much knocked him out, and he just finished up with punches, and he got finished like that. But other than that, he's fought tough guys in this fight. He's fought like Chukawillas, like pretty like high quality guys. The strength of his opponents have been pretty high in Sadiq Youssef. Suman, on the other hand, not fought the top quality guys, but he shows some like fucking. He shows some like pretty nasty jiu-jitsu when he does fight. Doesn't have great stand up. Even if you go watch his fight against Ricky Steele beats him the fuck up on the Ultimate Fighter. But and he's always looking for these submissions or a way to get these submissions. He tries to jump guillotine. And he hits a lot of these weird submissions. He hit a TP. He like the only TP in MMA history or something like that. This guy hit. And he fucking hit a twister in his last fight before Ultimate Fighter, or the fight before that. He hit a twister. He's got some nasty submissions. Um, I don't know, man. I don't think he's anything special, to be honest. I think he was one of the lower level guys on the TUF show. I thought there's a way better guys here. I was hoping fought Tyler Diamond on the after the show so I can bet Diamond and watch Diamond beat his ass, but he didn't. Diamond fought like Bryce Mitchell. Um, but yeah, I'm all over Sodiq Yusuff here. I think Sodiq Yusuff gets a knockout on Suman Mokhtari and really like fucking shows why he's one of the top prospects at 145 pounds here. New Nigerian guy. These Nigerians are killers, man. Fucking Kamaru Usman, Sadiq Yusuf. I know there's one more I'm missing, but they're killing it, man. I'm with Sadiq all day, and I actually have 5 units on Sadiq Yusuf with somebody later in the car, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Next up, we got Jim Crute taking on Paul Craig, and I got 4 units on Jim Crute at minus 199 to win 2.01 units. From what I saw, this kid's a fucking beast, bro. Nasty stand up, very nasty stand up, like fucking legit stand up. This guy has, and then he nasty ground game as well. Can submit you, has 2 submissions on his record, and fucking hits like a truck, man. And he's undefeated. Comes out of Australia. This is gonna be a hometown fight for me. The crowd's gonna be going crazy when he fights. And he's fighting a chinny guy and Paul Craig, a guy I don't see too much of a UFC caliber. I don't think he's too much UFC caliber, man. There's nothing special. I think Jim Crute's gonna have his way with him, and I like Jim Crute all day here, man. I really do like him. I even like the plus submission at plus 925 there. Fucking worth a little stab, don't you guys think? But just I don't know, but I do know that Jim Crute. I was just thinking if that was a player not by submission, just because Jim Crute can knock him out pretty easily as well as standing up. Um, I think Jim Crute actually knocks out Paul Craig in the first round. I'm very high on Jim Crute. I think he gets the job done very easily. He's got a nasty. He's got a nasty body kick. He throws, but he's got some really good boxing. I think he's legit, man. Go watch some of his highlight knockouts or his highlights on YouTube and fucking make your own assumption there. But I'm all for Jim Crute there. I like that he's on the main card as well. Next up, we got. So I do have 4 units on Jim Crute at minus 199 to win 2.01 units. Next up, we have Jake Matthews taking on Anthony Rocco Martin. I see a lot of people fucking talking about this fight, man. People are saying, people are all over Tony. A lot of people are over Tony. But I see a lot of people on Matthews as well, actually. I see people playing the fight doesn't go to decision. The under. I just see people all over this fight. The way I see it, I just want to see if I. Yeah. Okay. Jake Matthews, every fight that he's had since that Boyan Velichkovic fight, we'll say since that fight. Even since the Boyan Velichkovic fight, since he got 270 pounds, it was like the guy improved so much in that Boyan Velichkovic fight that we all took Boyan. I remember even taking Boyan. I'm pretty sure. I think Boyan's gonna get the win here. He doesn't. And then Jake Matthews fights Li Liang, and everybody's on Jing Liang. I remember I'm on Jing Liang. Everybody's on Jing Liang. This was in, I think, fucking Singapore. No, it was in Australia. So everybody's on Jing Liang, and at one point in this fight, Matthews is beating him up, right? And fucking, Matthews looks pretty good on the feet too. And Jake Matthews ends up going for this guillotine and nearly chokes out Li Jingliang. Jingliang throws fucking his fingers in his eyes, starts ripping eye gouging up, gets free of the choke. Jake Matthews doesn't say a damn word, man. And fucking, just like Jimmy Smith said, a lot of guys would be complaining at that point, wouldn't be focusing on the fight. Jake Matthews is a professional, man. He even said after the thing he didn't care. He probably would have done the same thing. I think he said. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I just think he looked like a fucking killer. He's been looking like a killer at 170 pounds. And then against Shinzo Anzai, where I know he's a minus 600 favorite. But you can't say the guy fucking didn't look good. He got that rear naked choke in the first round. He looked awesome. He looks really good at 170 fucking pounds, man. And you know what? So does Anthony Rocco Martin, though. Martin looks good at 170 pounds too. He's been silently doing his own thing at 170 pounds. Stacked up wins against Keith Nakamura, Ryan LaFleur. Then now he's looking to beat Jake Matthews, and he had Ryan LaFleur head kick and follow up with that was nasty, man. That's pretty nasty. Tough one to pick, guys. Tough one to pick. I'm going with Jake Matthews, though. I think he gets the job done here. 3-round decision. I think he comes out with more takedowns and just beats Anthony Rocco Martin. And like that. Maybe it's submission. But I think it's a 3-round decision for Jake the Celtic Kid Matthews here. Next up, we got Mauricio Shogun Rua taking on Tyson Pedro. And this is who I have in my 5-unit parlay with Sodiq Yusuff. I got Tyson Pedro and Sodiq Yusuff 5 units, minus 214. 5 units Sodiq Yusuff and Tyson Pedro minus 214 to win 2.33 units. What can I say, man? Tyson Pedro's a fucking monster. Great hands, nasty kicking. He's been training this whole time at Tiger Muay Thai with Bam Bam Tuivasa and Mark Hunt and Junior Tafa, who's a gory kickboxer. You saw what he did against fucking Safarov. You saw what he did against Paul Craig. You saw. Was his last fight Safarov? I don't even remember now. Well, his last fight was Ovens, where he got armbarred. And he was actually finding success in the feet against Ovens. I don't think he has to worry about takedowns or anything against Shogun Rua here. I think this is just simple, man. I think he comes in and he just knocks out Shogun. I don't think Shogun has much of a chin anymore. He showed it against Anthony Hamilton. I don't think he has much of a chin anymore, man. And I think Tyson Pedro really fucking shows him what's good. I think Tyson Pedro knocks him out. If he does knock him out, I see him submitting him. So he gets a finish either way. I wonder what I'm gonna go check super quick. I think it was not plus, that's for sure. But it was minus 250 or something like that. Pedro wins by submissions plus 254, which is really good, I think, still. But Pedro inside the distance is minus 231. And I think that's a good play as well. But I ended up playing him straight in this parlay, obviously. Uh, I just like that. I just wanted to be safe for the 5 unit parlay there. So I went ahead and I threw 5 units on Cindy Houston with Tyson Pedro minus 214 to win 2.33 units. I don't see how Tyson loses this fight, man, unless he fucking some a miracle knockout or something by a Shogun. But I don't see how Tyson loses this fight. I think Tyson beats up Shogun pretty bad here, and this might be the end of Shogun. Um, let's jump to our next fight, the co-main event of the evening. Co-main event is Mark Hunt, the Super Samoan man, taking on Justin Willis. Initially I was gonna bet Justin Willis coming into this fight. I was thinking, man, more polished striker, trained at AKA. Is probably gonna have takedowns and whatnot. He doesn't go for too many takedowns though, from what I saw. A good boxer, throws in the occasional leg kick and stuff. But this is a guy who's beat like just Chase Sherman and fucking. No, I gotta click who he's beat on. Alan Crowder. That was his other fight. Alan Crowder from the fight. That guy's horrible too. Fuck. He's nothing special at Alan Crowder. I don't think so. And then James Mulheron. Uh, he beat. That was his debut there. I think he's fought at like fucking 280. Yeah, like almost 300 pounds this guy's fought at these open weight fights. But I can't, man. I can't bet him against Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt, especially in Australia, man. Mark Hunt's gonna be fired the fuck up with his boys Tattoo Vasa, Tyson Pedro. He's been training like a fucking monster in Tiger Muay Thai. I've been seeing videos of him. He looks real good hitting the pads or whatnot. Quick to note, this is the last fight on his contract, so who knows? This is probably last fight in the UFC for Mark Hunt, man. I don't see him resigning, really, to be honest. I see Mark Hunt knocking out Justin Willis, man. I see it happening. I see Justin Willis tuning him up quick with jabs, hooks, just fucking doing damage, leg kicks, hurting Hunt's leg. And then I see Hunt just laying the fucking smackdown and just rocking Justin Willis and knocking him out here. For the underdog price, I like it. I'm not taking the stab at it personally, but I wouldn't be mad at anybody who does here. Take a shot on Mark Hunt here. Definitely a more technical striker, I think. Fuck, man, he's been striking for years. He was a K1 kickboxer or whatever. He's been striking with the best of them, and I don't think his chin shot. I think he still has that chin. I'm with Mark Hunt here all day. I like him. I think he knocks out Justin Willis. I really do. So I got Mark Hunt by we'll go second round knockout, which leads us to the main event of the evening. Junior Sagano dos Santos taking on Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa. And I got 2 units on Tai Tuivasa plus 152 and 3 units. Probably the first bet I made out of both cards here was that I just saw plus 150 and it jumped out at me, man. Everywhere else it was like plus 125 and plus 120. Plus 130 in a couple places or whatever, but I didn't see plus 150 anywhere. I saw plus even 140 in a couple places. I didn't see plus 150, and plus 150 is a juicy number to me. In that last fight against Andre Arlovsky, in the third round, it looked like Tai Tuivasa was slowing down, but he was still throwing fucking bombs, bro, in the end of the fight, which ended up winning him the fight, in my opinion. I think he won the fight because of that. I don't remember if it was a split or not. I don't think it was. Yeah, it was a unanimous decision. And I think he looked good. He was beating up Andre Arlovsky. You can see he hurt him a couple times, but Arlovsky's weird to fight sometimes, man. If he's on his game, his A game, he's a tough competitor. He's a tough competitor. Yeah, tough fight. I wouldn't say that was a tough fight for Tai Tuivasa. Maybe Tai Tuivasa wasn't totally on his game, but I think he was throwing some heavy leg kicks. Tai Tuivasa. And he can just land those bombs. When he comes forward, he lands those bombs. He's dangerous. I personally thought he was gonna knock out Arlovsky. I thought there's no way fucking he does not knock out Arlovsky because he's such a power puncher and or power striker, and Arlovsky doesn't have the greatest chin. But Arlovsky took the bombs, ended up losing the fight. But and Tai Tuivasa won, but didn't knock him out. But it doesn't matter. I think he knocks out Junior Dos Santos here. I know you guys are gonna say what the fuck right now, but like, look what he did to Cyril Asker, man. That was bombs, bro. Those punches and elbows. Oh my goodness, just made him wilt. I know it's Cyril Asker, but fuck, man. He made him wilt there. And Dos Santos ain't the type of guy that Tuivasa has to worry about the fucking takedowns with. And Junior doesn't have the best chin. Let's leave it at that. Junior doesn't have the best chin. Junior looked really good against Blagoy Ivanov. But I think Blagoy was too patient there. There's times that he could have fucking hit Dos Santos and whatnot, or beat Dos Santos up. He could have landed a couple more shots than he did, and he didn't. And I think Tai Tuivasa is the type of guy to land shots. I don't see this going to 5 rounds. I see Tai Tuivasa knock him out in the first or second, probably the second round. Just rush with that forward pressure and those fucking bombs that he throws. I see Tuivasa landing one. And I see Tuivasa being pumped. This is a fucking 5-round fight in his home country. He's gonna have the fans going crazy, man. If this guy busts out a shoey after the win, let's fucking go. But I got him knock out Junior Dos Santos here. I got 2 units on him at plus 150. I got 2 units on him at plus 150 to win 3 units. I just like him to knock out Dos Santos. I know Dos Santos has those leg kicks. That's something we have to worry about with the leg kicks of Dos Santos. Not those leg kicks, just like calf kicks, kind of. But other than that, man, fucking, I think Tai Tuivasa can beat him up and just put his will on it. And just fucking, just like beat him up against a clinch, beat him up on the feet. I know Sagano's a good boxer and everything, but I see Tai Tuivasa landing a fucking heavy shot that puts him out. It just knocks him out. So I got Tai Tuivasa all day. 2 units, Tai Tuivasa to win plus 150 to win 3 units. Let's go. And that's it for UFC Adelaide, and that's it for the show, the Sebs show here. So we broke down TUF 28 finale and UFC Adelaide. Sorry, guys. We'll just review my bets super quick. So for the TUF 28 finale, right now I only have 3 bets in play. I got 5 units in Antonina Shevchenko and Raoni Barcelos at minus 197 to win 2.53 units. I got 3 units Maurice Green and Leo Letson plus 113 to win 3.39 units. And I got 3 units Kevin Aguilar at minus 115 to win 2.6 units. Looking to add a little bit more on TUF 28 finale, but we'll wait for tomorrow. UFC Adelaide, on the other hand, we got 4 units Jim Coop minus 199 to win 2.01 units. 3 units Alexei Kunchenko and Kai Kara France minus 149 to win 2.01 units. 5 units Sadiq Youssef and Tyson Pedro minus 214 to win 2.33 units. And 2 units Tai Tuivasa plus 150 to win 3 units. So confident in all my picks, and let's go. Going for the sweep, baby, on both events. Let's get it. Look for the bounce back of last week for sure. So let's get it this week, guys. Everyone take care. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the fights.